CTV Edmonton. Local breaking news with Evan Kenny.
Good evening. Edmonton police say they've discovered something not usually seen in our city. They're calling it an elaborate poppy growing operation. 60,000 plants have been seized from a farm in Edmonton. Police believe they were going to be sold on the illicit market to be turned into opioids. CTV's Merrick DeCash reports.
Edmonton police say a farm in northeast Edmonton was growing something quite unusual in this part of the world.
Opium poppies, they can be used to produce a number of substances with significant analgesic effects to them, such as heroin and morphine and other such opioids.
4 people have been arrested in connection with the alleged opium poppy operation near 34th Street and 195th Avenue.
About 60,000 plants being grown in a backfield at that location.
This property is within city limits, but as you can see, it's quite a rural area surrounded by farmland northeast of the Anthony Henday, just off Highway 15.
There was a bunch of trucks and other vehicles on site. But the crops, it was only this being grown.
Police say a poppy growing operation of this size is extremely rare in Canada.
We did come across individual plants being grown by people the odd time. Calgary, I believe, had also a smaller scale one, but nothing in this scale. We haven't seen anything like that.
The only other time we've really come across a commercial level grow like this was back in 2010 in Chilliwack, BC.
Police say the plants have an estimated value of between $160,000 and $500,000.
So it was good work by these investigators to locate and destroy this crop before it was able to be sent out and cause that harm to our community.
Police were led to the property after receiving a tip. 4 men are being charged with production of a controlled substance. Merrick DeCash, CTV News, Edmonton.
Edmonton police have laid charges in a 2024 homicide against a man already in custody in connection to another high-profile killing. Arthur Wayne Penner has been charged with a second-degree murder in the death of a 34-year-old man. The man was shot dead in February 2024 in the area of 106th Street and 74th Avenue. Penner is currently in custody facing a murder and attempted murder charge in a shooting east of Calgary. RCMP say a Rocky View County worker was killed when he saw a truck on fire and pulled over to help. Police believe the accused and another man tried to take the worker's truck. Penner was arrested in Edmonton shortly after. The union representing Alberta teachers and the province are back at the bargaining table. Both sides are hoping to hammer out a deal as the teacher strike enters its second week. CTV's Nariman Issa reports.
It's been more than a week since Alberta teachers went on strike.
I'd like to be hopeful that after a week of putting pressure, that they listen to the things that we're asking for.
The Alberta Teachers Association and the province are back at the bargaining table. They are being joined by a mediator.
I want to be able to like my job again and be able to feel like I can do the things that I'm supposed to be doing all the time. And those classroom complexity issues would help to address that.
Last week, Alberta's finance minister said it had received a new proposal from the ATA. Details are not being released. The last offer included a 12% pay raise over 4 years and a promise to hire 3,000 more teachers to address class sizes. About 90% of teachers who voted said no to the deal.
The real disconnect seems to be between this government and what's going on in schools.
Peter McKay is the former lead negotiator for the ATA. He says salary will also play a big role in the deal.
If you're going to attract more teachers, any of those solutions to class size or class conditions needs more teachers. And you can't attract more teachers without a more competitive salary. And right now, Alberta is not competitive.
According to a new Angus Reid survey, more than half of Albertans polled sided with teachers in the ongoing labour dispute.
And crucially, 58%, again, just about 3 in 5, say that they believe the UCP government has been doing a poor job in terms of performance on the education file.
The province says it hopes the ATA proposes a reasonable offer. The ATA says depending on how discussions go on Tuesday, more bargaining dates will be scheduled as needed. Narawnisa, CTV News, Edmonton.
The province's online financial assistance portal for parents is now open. Parents with children 12 and under can receive up to $150 per child each week. Signatures can now be collected for the Citizen Initiative petition launched by a Calgary teacher. It asks whether Alberta should end the practice of putting public funding towards private schools. This petition will follow the new rules, giving canvassers 180 days to collect nearly 178,000 signatures. This is the second citizen petition to be approved since the UCP government eased the rules around referendums in May. Alberta Health Services has laid off about 400 positions. 3/4 of those were vacant jobs. Most positions impacted were in corporate services, and no frontline jobs have been impacted. These layoffs impact about 0.4% of AHS staff. Albertans who are looking to book Phase 1 pediatric COVID shots online are being told to call HealthLink instead. One Edmonton family says when they brought in their son for his shot last week, they were turned away. CTV's Connor Hogg has more.
Robin Luciantonio and Craig Kotnick both work in healthcare in Alberta. Their son Theo has also spent much of his life in hospital. Multiple throat and chest surgeries have left him highly susceptible to viruses like the flu and COVID.
He is much more high risk, requiring much more invasive interventions that we have to do, either oral steroids or an epinephrine inhaler to help open the airway, and that's really to keep him out of a merge.
Theo qualifies for Phase 1 of the Alberta government's COVID vaccine rollout. His parents booked him in for his appointment using the province's website.
It prompted me to go through, do you have anyone under the age of 12 that requires vaccination? Yes.
Luciantonio booked the appointment for last Tuesday at 6:30 p.m. It was also confirmed over the phone earlier in the day. When the family arrived, they were told Theo couldn't get his shot because pediatric vaccines aren't administered on Tuesdays.
They have to open up a special vial that has, I think they said 10 doses.
They were told that Theo would have to wait until the end of October or early November, but staff managed to find him an appointment.
They were able to get Theo in, our son in, a few days later on the weekend.
The family is sharing their story to make other parents aware of potential problems.
The fact that we thought we did everything right, and it still didn't work.
There's these barriers and limitations in place, and it's just not okay.
The province's website says that pediatric Phase 1 COVID vaccines can no longer be booked online. Instead, you have to call 811 to book by phone. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
Primary Care Alberta says a system issue that allowed online bookings from people under 12 has now been fixed. It apologizes to parents whose children were unable to receive vaccines they had booked. With less than a week to go before Election Day, thousands of Edmontonians have already cast their ballots. More than 41,000 people voted during advance polls. This year, advance voting ran over 5 days. In 2021, nearly 64,000 people cast their ballots early, but the advance vote ran for 10 days. Polling stations across the city will be open Monday on Election Day between 9 a.m. and 8 p.m. Some voters are still deciding which candidate is best for them. Advertising along the campaign trail is attempting to sway public opinion. As CTV's Gates Warren has more on third-party advertisers and their effectiveness.
By now, most Edmontonians have seen election signs along their daily commutes. Signs like this are also hoping to influence your vote. Third-party advertisers are using donations to back candidates or campaign issues. Political analyst Najib Jutt says they can be effective depending on their objectives.
Best case, the TPA can dive deeper into an issue and say things that maybe the candidate or party can't say. But also, they can also muddy the waters, right? They can also be misleading because they're not held to the same scrutiny as a political candidate.
Greg Mady is part of Working Families Edmonton, one of a handful of registered third-party advertisers tied to the election. He says the goal is to highlight the issues that are important to them and the candidates who line up with their values.
Third parties are very different than political parties because we cannot share any information with candidates. The candidates we all supported were all independent. We could not give any money, any messaging, any training to any candidates.
Third-party advertisers are also able to oppose and attack candidates they don't agree with. Michael Walters and Andrew Knack have been the target of attack ads. Both mayoral candidates agree these advertisers have no place in a municipal election.
In a world of, attention and social media and lots of distraction, I think they have an impact for sure, and I think that impact is harmful to our democracy and to our civil discourse.
This is not something that's really conducive to good local democracy. It should be about who's knocking on the doors, engaging you on ideas, and so I don't like that third-party advertisers are supporting or attacking candidates.
Judd says the best choice is to use your own discretion and do your research to find the candidate who best represents what you want in an elected official. Gates Gorin, CTV News, Edmonton.
Now that fire restriction has been lifted and Diwali celebrations are coming up, the city is reminding people to leave fireworks to the professionals. It's been about 5 years since launching your own fireworks in Edmonton was banned, but as CTV's Jeremy Thompson reports, the city is still responding to illegal fireworks and the fires they can cause.
You get these little guys, and they shoot flames about this high, and the name in Hindi is Anar.
Uncle John Adria typically sells a few more fireworks around this time of year, though he's clear with his customers, unless you're a professional, you can't launch fireworks in Edmonton, even for Diwali.
Hindu Festival of Lights, people of South Asian origin, including other religious groups besides Hindus, celebrate this event. It's a lot of fun.
Diwali starts Monday, and the city is reminding everyone about fireworks regulations ahead of time. It says in the last 3 months of 2024, peace officers launched 127 investigations into illegal fireworks and issued roughly $6,000 in fines. In that time, fire crews were called to 20 fires they say were started by fireworks.
Considering the number of emails that I've gotten in my inbox during Diwali and other years, that seems kind of low to me.
Councillor Joanne Wright represents Southeast Edmonton, where many people celebrate Diwali. She recalls a fire at Iverdent Sports Park in November of 2023 that was likely sparked by consumer fireworks for the festival. Wright is hopeful it won't happen again.
I think people just have to realize they have to come together at certain gathering places, not set them off in their, their front driveways or backyards, because they're really not meeting the fire hazards.
A fire restriction prohibiting even professional fireworks in Edmonton has just been lifted, likely allowing Uncle John to do a professional Diwali fireworks show at the Bharatiya Cultural Society Monday evening. If you're planning to do it yourself,
please don't be doing it in the city, and I don't want to hear about people getting fines. That would make me really sad.
Fireworks are allowed in some rural areas on private property. Jeremy Thompson, CTV News, Edmonton.
The Great Outdoors Comedy Festival has revealed its first performer of 2026. Comedian Matt Rife will headline Saturday night at the festival. Rife is known for his comedy crowd work. Tickets go on sale this week. The Great Outdoors Comedy Festival got its start in Edmonton. It has since grown to cities across Canada and Spokane, Washington. Edmonton is scheduled for July 17th to 19th at Kinsman Park. The Edmonton Oilers kicked off their first road trip tonight against the New York Rangers.
But now it's a lead pass for Frederick. Reset, score!
That's Trent Frederick opening the scoring with his first of the season. And while Frederick got things going, it was Stuart Skinner who held things down for Edmonton, stopping all 30 shots he faced. The Oilers picked up their first win on the road this season, beating the Blue Shirts 2-0. Edmonton keeps their road trip going Thursday against the New York Islanders. Coming up next, how some NAIT students are helping those who are less fortunate. Also just ahead, one Edmontonian's warning about a landlord who violated provincial legislation and how the city plans on dealing with problem landlords.
The fact that if you're looking to rent a property, you should be able to go and get information about that property.
Good evening, folks. Coming off a chilly
long weekend. Well, Sunday, Monday, particularly. Saturday was not that bad. Warmed up nicely today, though. Got to 10 degrees under mainly sunny skies. See these temperatures in the low to mid-teens across the northwest. That's what's coming our way over the next couple of days. Closer look at that and the rest of your 5 to 10-day forecast in just a few minutes.
An Edmonton man is warning others after it was determined his landlord violated provincial legislation over a pest problem in his apartment. The landlord is Edmonton-based Leston Holdings, a company that owns dozens of multi-unit rental buildings in the city. Tenant advocates say awareness over such issues could be improved with the development of a landlord registry. Here's a closer look.
It was unimaginable. Like, I kept waking up panicking, like thinking they were in my bed.
Months-old memories still etched into Dane Williams' mind. While living at Edmonton House, one of the city's tallest apartment buildings, he says a mouse problem suddenly reared its head.
My partner at the time said, "There's an odor in the closet." And I'm like, okay. So I just opened the closet door and I was like, immediately, I had been around this before, especially in the oil and gas industry. I'm like, that's mouse pee.
Then he says signs started showing up everywhere. A dishwasher leak revealed excrement underneath, and not long after, he found more droppings in different areas of his apartment.
I pulled the fridge out and it was like a disaster back there. Like, I was like, oh my God, like this is a full-blown infestation.
He complained March 9th, but says no assistance was provided. 3 weeks later, he asked what was going on and was told they were trying to arrange an exterminator the following week. On April 10th, he sent an email stating he'd be moving out at the end of the month to find a healthier living environment.
That's when the property manager, Kaylin, had come back at me with the lease agreement. You know, you can't get out of your lease until this date.
He says an exterminator did come a few days later and left bait traps that attracted the rodents to his bedroom and behind his fridge. It was then that he decided he couldn't wait any longer to move.
I was just blessed enough to be able to afford to leave. But I think of other people that, you know, like have major phobias, and like there's children in this building. So like I expected more. I expected better treatment.
Williams filed a claim with the Residential Tenancy Dispute Resolution Service. At a hearing in May, the quasi-judicial service found Leston breached the tenancy agreement and provincial regulations by causing significant disruption to the tenant and by failing to meet minimum health standards. Williams was awarded an abatement of 1 month's rent. In a statement, Leston's director of properties says the company respects the tribunal process and has made improvements in response, writing, "We have strengthened our internal procedures to ensure quicker response times and clearer communication with residents."
It's a small number of landlords that are causing an outsized amounts of the problem.
Councillor Michael Jan says he's heard a number of complaints about problem landlords over the years, and while rent regulation is provincial, he believes the city could do more to protect renters.
So I pitched the idea of a landlord registry. The fact that if you're looking to rent a property, you should be able to go and get information about that property. You should know that that property is safe, is clean, is healthy, you should have information about maintenance schedules, things like that, just to know, to give renters a little more power.
The City of Halifax created a landlord registry last year. A longtime city councillor there says it helps the municipality keep track of landlords who repeatedly violate standards and guides proactive inspections.
If we get 4 or 5 or 6 complaints about this one property or this landlord who owns several properties, let's look in the registry. How many do they own? And then we can proactively go and look at those other ones to, you know, make sure that those who are renting accommodations are protected in that way and are in safe environments.
Councillor Sean Cleary says the registry also requires landlords keep a maintenance plan. The city, he says, has templates for those who don't know where to start.
They had concerns going into this, but with the implementation so far, they've had no issues. It's a very simple process. We don't charge a fee for it. It doesn't take more than a few minutes to go on and put that information in.
The City of Edmonton included the creation of a landlord registry in its affordable housing strategy, but in 2023, City Council decided against funding it. Jans hopes money for it can be found in the future. Williams does too.
People should have the right to know where they're about to spend their quiet peace and enjoyment, and really get a full understanding of what they're stepping into.
While this story highlights tenant issues, these types of disputes go both ways. In my next segment, we speak to a landlord who had their home destroyed by who they thought were good tenants.
Programming brought to you by James H. Brown Injury Lawyers, the heavy hitters of injury law.
Welcome back. Frosty start to the day, handful of degrees below average and 4 degrees below zero this morning, but get back to around average this afternoon, 10 degrees for a daytime high. We'll see a similar temperature tomorrow morning, but should be a couple degrees warmer through the afternoon. And again, we'll see mainly sunny skies. There's a little bit of thin cloud cover here that'll press through in the afternoon hours, but nothing significant. That's actually a warm front that's moving through. That warm air, the low to mid-teens that we had across northwestern Alberta, that'll start to slide off to the south and southeast over the next 24 to 36 hours. And then you get a low pressure system moving into the northwest. That'll bring some increased cloud cover to the Edmonton area late in the day Thursday. Some showers Thursday afternoon in through northwestern parts of the province. And there's a slight chance you may see a shower Thursday night here in the Edmonton area. Take a look at your temperatures tomorrow morning. 2 to 5 degrees below zero from Edmonton off to the north and northeast. A little cooler in Red Deer at -7, -8 tomorrow morning in Jasper. You're back into the 15 to 17 range through the Peace Country and high level. 12s and 13s across the northeast. Little bit of cloud cover. More sun than cloud, though, I think. Sunny skies 12 in Lloydminster. Should get to about 12 as well in Red Deer and Jasper. 13 degrees for a daytime high. We're on par for a 13, maybe 14-degree day tomorrow. Light wind, lots of sunshine. It will be chilly in the morning, though, below zero again Thursday morning. But Thursday looks to be the warmest day this week. It'll be about 15 or 16. Then that slight chance of a shower Thursday night. We'll get some clearing through the day Friday, somewhere in the 11 to 14 range for Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I'll go 12s and 13s, but somewhere in that ballpark. Partly cloudy skies Saturday. Some increased cloud cover, though, on Sunday. And there is a chance of showers as a cold front goes through Sunday night. And behind that chance of showers, look at temperatures early next week. Drop back into single digits, 7 and 9 for daytime highs. That doesn't last, though, as it warms back up middle to the end of next week. So most of the next week and a half, temperatures are back above average. That is your forecast.
While much of Edmonton was asleep early Sunday morning, the students of Nate's culinary program were cooking up a storm, crafting a Thanksgiving meal in bulk to feed those less fortunate. CTV's Connor Hogg has an inside look.
Nate culinary students arrived early Sunday morning, not for class, but to cook a meal.
Everybody behind me are all volunteers. They've come in today and given their time to be able to give back.
This Thanksgiving is a little bigger than most. 45 kilos of potatoes, 60 turkeys, 100 liters of gravy, 6 cases of vegetables, and 100 loaves of bread. Many chefs might be intimidated by numbers like those, but not professionals like these.
It's been about a week process trying to get all the ingredients cut up, chopped.
It's not that hard.
With plenty of cups of coffee on standby, everyone has a job to do and different parts to monitor.
Being here to work with a bunch of my classmates and peers from the program, it is nice seeing familiar faces in the kitchen.
A meal is coming together under the watchful eye of their professors, who have been doing this for more than a decade.
You hear about some of the stories where people are down on their luck or you know, it's good to give back. It's good to help out wherever you can.
With the finished Thanksgiving feast in heaters, it's time for the food to make its way downtown.
Being able to give our time this much really does bring us all that sense of joy and pride that we joined the industry for.
The chefs who made this meal don't get to meet the people who are about to enjoy it.
We have a turkey dinner provided by the culinary students at Nate. So could we give them a round of applause for their great meal?
But they say the emotions they feel are more than enough to make it all worthwhile.
I'm doing something for not just me, for someone else. So I feel like that's what everyone's thinking of, like when they come to do these things.
Food for the stomach and for the soul as well. Connor Hogg, CTV News, Edmonton.
All right, lots to be thankful for right now, including those warm temperatures that Josh mentioned there. Looking forward to that. That's all the time we have tonight. Thank you for tuning in and have a good rest of your night.